At about 1 p.m. today, officers were tasked with looking for a white Mercedes Sprinter van that was believed to be travelling in the Sunningdale area of Berkshire. The officers were acting as a result of information that was given to the police, which made officers suspect that the occupants may be involved in crime. A police vehicle containing 3 officers came across the van and caused it to stop. There were 4 occupants in the vehicle who attempted to run off. 3 were detained in the immediate vicinity of the van, and the 4th was arrested after a more extensive search, which involved the use of the police helicopter, other officers and assistance from members of the public. The officers returned to the van that had been stopped and then made a search of the vehicle. They found a seriously injured man within and immediately commenced first aid and called an ambulance. This injured man was not readily visible from outside the vehicle and was only found when a thorough search was undertaken. Despite the efforts of the officers and the paramedics, this man has now died. I can confirm that there are 4 men in custody and that we have launched a murder investigation. I can also confirm that the patrolling officers that stopped this vehicle were armed officers. However, no shots were discharged by the officers or by any persons towards the officers. This is an active and ongoing incident, and it would be inappropriate to comment further at this point. The road will remain closed while officers examine the scene, and there will be no further updates this evening. Thank you very much.
Let's take you live to the scene. Sky's Amy Lewis is in Sunningdale in Berkshire. Amy, there seems to have been a lot of witnesses to this incident.
Yes, I've been here all evening speaking to various people who saw what happened. They described at 1 o'clock seeing this van pulled over. Initially, many of them just thought he'd been speeding, the driver or something, but then they realised quite soon that it was far more serious than that. Many of them saw the 3 men being pushed to the ground and arrested, and then they described a 4th man who ran up the street barefoot, they say, with a gun, and was later arrested just up the road behind some houses. And then they say that there was some time before anything else seemed to happen, and then about 45 minutes later police came back, and that is clearly when they then discovered that man's body, who was concealed within the van. They say that medical teams arrived, but sadly they couldn't revive the man. He was taken outside the van when he was still alive. He was put on the floor for treatment, and we understand that his body is still behind the van within a forensics tent now. It's not clear when that's going to be moved, but scenes of crime investigators are still here this evening, and the area at the moment remains cordoned off. But definitely speaking to the people here this evening, there's been quite a sense of shock by what's happened. It's a very affluent area here and very peaceful area.